Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Okami HD. In the previous episode, we started off our journey by rescuing the inhabitants of Kamiki Village, and then helping them out with some of their problems. And if you recall correctly, Mrs. Orange said that if we came back at night after helping her, she would have something special for us. First things first, let's check behind here because, yep. Remember when I said that treasure chests would, buried treasure chests would have a glow around them at night? Oh, this is one of them. Ooh, coral fragment. Hunk of coral said to have been brought from the Dragon Palace. Now, remember when I said time didn't freeze? Well, that's not necessarily true. It does freeze when you're indoors. Uh-oh. Ah, you're that unruly white wolf. That was quite a toss you gave me. Well, White One, I respect animals and their customs, but anyone who causes trouble in this village shall be dealt with harshly. You are a spunky little thing, aren't you? Hello, Mr. Orange. Still full of vim and vigor, I see. Say, aren't you that little troublemaker, Isoon? If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Ah, never mind. I've got better things to do. Mumble, mumble. Oh, you know something about Isoon, do you? Did you notice a sacred tree up on the hill in the village? She's known as Hana. She's been worshipped as our guardian deity for ages now. But her flowers have some gone away. What's more, I had a dreadful dream last night. A giant monster appeared and swallowed up the whole village. Might it be a sign of even worse things to come? I sure would like to see Konohana restored to her former glory. Oh well, troublemakers like you couldn't possibly understand. Okay, now let's talk to Mrs. Orange. Oh, I almost forgot. I promised you some cherry cakes, didn't I? I'll get you some fresh ones in a jiffy. You wait right here. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, nice little street reference there. Street Fighter reference there. Phew. Take these with you, dear. They're best when they're fresh. You consume cherry cake. Cherry-flavored sweet bean cake. Fills Astral Pouch a good deal. Yeah, we shot up to 97. As a matter of fact, we're almost halfway to full. Which is why I recommended doing that. But with nothing else left to do in the village, because beads number 3 and 4 can't be gotten yet, let's head on out. But, as you can see, we have a new addition to the town. The merchant, who said he needed the boulder gone, but now that it's gone, he's still here. Okay then, guess I better offload some stock before heading back. Feel free to take a look if you've been sent to do the shopping, pup. Yes! A world where it's completely normal for a wolf to be doing shopping. Whatever. First things first, let's sell off our treasures. A nice 1,000 yen for the glass beads, another 1,100 for the dragonfly bead, and the coral fragment. By the way, don't worry about selling these off if you want to collect them, because there's a collection place you can view them. Now, it's gotten us a good amount. Now, merchants are basically where you buy, well, feed bags along with items like vengeance slips that deflect enemy attacks, exorcism slaps that do an AoE attack, steel fist sake that increases your attack, steel soul increases defense, and holy bone S's. Now, here's the thing, if you are good at the combat, then you should really never be buying any of these items because the game gives you plenty of them pretty much for free. As a matter of fact, the only thing you should really be buying are the feedbag seeds, well, feed bags, among with a few other things. Now, we are light on cash, and these are expensive, so I recommend buying very few, but once you're later on in the game and able to afford more, because you've been collecting a lot more treasures, I'd recommend having at minimum 5 of each. But with that, let us move on out of Kamiki Village into Shinshu Field, which has been met with a terrible fate. Huh? You probably know this already, Ami, but this here is Shinshu Field, the most beautiful field in Nippon. At least it's supposed to be. But ever since that incident, I've been getting a bad vibe. We better watch where we're going. You can look at the map by holding down left trigger. Let's pay attention to the map as we push ahead. Yeah, as you can see, that big dark area, that's a curse zone. Which unfortunately is going to prevent us from going after anything. And see these? These are demon scrolls. They're essentially random encounters. Hami, that's the first guardian sapling marked on our map. It's supposed to be a place for travelers to rest and recuperate, but just look at it. It looks like it could fall over any moment. Well, we can't do anything about it yet. This place is definitely cursed from the looks of it. Places where evil has taken hold, luring monsters from far and wide, are known as cursed zones. But I've never seen one this big. It's withered all the plant life in the area, even that big tree. It'd take a monster with powers beyond even a god to do this. That tree's an offshoot of Sakuya. It protects nature in the area. Maybe the natural beauty here would return if we revived it. But how the heck could we do that anyways? Anyways, see that curse zone? Avoid it. You can enter it, but I really wouldn't recommend it. Much like with swimming, you can only stay in there for a limited time, but at the same time it also drains your ink pots. So unfortunately there's really not much we can do in the field until we get rid of this curse zone. And thankfully though, the place where we need to go isn't affected by the curse zone, or at least isn't encased by it. But anyways, yeah, you see these demon scrolls, they'll chase after you. If you run quick enough, you can get away, but yeah. There is an item we can get later on that will make it so that they don't chase after you. But we don't, well, that's how won't be able to get it for a while. Oh, by the way, one other thing to be wary of. Be careful not to hit the enemy as they're dying, otherwise you also won't be able to get a floral finisher on them. But anyways, I highly recommend having about 70 Demon Fangs before you leave this area, because, surprise, surprise, there are areas beyond this. But I can save grinding for Demon Fangs off camera, so I'm not going to subject you to that. Well, as long as these things don't chase after me. Anyways, a lone hut not affected by the curse, huh? Let's see if anybody is alive. What just happened? I was out here chopping wood and communing with nature as usual when I heard a loud rumbling, like an earthquake from the lake. Then a huge gust of wind blew up out of nowhere. I don't know what happened next, but when I came to, it was like this. I noticed a figure running from the lake toward Kamiki. Ah, so our mysterious sword puller is from Kamiki Village. Whoever it was, man, I hope Mother Earth kept them safe. What's up, nature buddy? Curious about that cave? It's the entrance to a place called Hana Valley. You know, the site of an amazing waterfall, but monsters have moved in now. There's a trippy crystal ball that makes plants grow enshrined there. You'd think gardeners would be flocking here for it. Actually, not long ago that Susano guy went marching in there. It's weird. Normally he runs away at the sight of monsters, and he hardly seems the type to try his hand at gardening. Anyway, it's bad karma, man. You could be attacked if you went in. Hana Valley, with a crystal ball that can grow plants. Sounds like just the thing we need. Let's head on in. Oh, and by the way, this water is also a curse zone. So, yeah, stay out of it. Darn it, just can't get the timing right. That or the mini-games haven't been enabled. The settings are kind of weird. They're linked to your save file, not the game itself. Ooh, another Traveler's Charm. We're actually going to need this for a sort of mini-quest in a bit. But that's probably not something we're going to get to this episode. Well, these guys certainly seem like they're enjoying themselves. Time to break up the party. But anyways, yeah, see how that one got cleaved into? That's what I was talking about. Anyways, best take out the small fries first. Smart enough to not try throwing that... whatever that musical instrument is. I know it's not called a guitar. But anyways, yeah, red imps, they only give you one fang. Probably already mentioned that, but meh. Better to be safe than sorry when giving out information. And with that, beauty returns to this land. Or not. Huh? We got rid of the monsters, so why did the gods' power disappear? I guess the curse on the gods of these lands must be really strong. I can't intervene till we do something about this stagnant air. Now, let's see. Now, if I'm right... Ah, there it is. This is a very special treasure chest because it contains... Stray bead number 11. And no, I did not get that wrong. This really is the 11th stray bead. Because beads 5 through 10 are all in Shinshu Field, and we can't do anything about that yet. Hey, check out that tree. It's moving. Better be careful, Ami. Yeah, it also throws fruit at you. Now, you can power slash that fruit to throw it back at it, to stun it, but after that, we can't really do much about it. You see that? It just threw some fruit at us. Show we mean business. Try to hit its fruit back at it. Draw one quick stroke to hit the fruit. You remember how, don't you? Why, no, I don't remember how. By the way, if you're too close, they'll actually just slam it back at you. Look, you stunned it with its own fruit. Let's pass on by this creepy old tree while we can. Unfortunately... Well, no, I didn't get hit. Made it seem like I had. Yeah, another curse zone that we can't do anything about. Anyways, let's just run past all this. Oh man, someone defaced the mural. Lame. And here we have... He would show himself. The Yellow Imp. This guy, as you just saw in the cutscene, burrows around in which case you can't hit him. Best bet for dealing with this guy, soon as he pops up, draw a squiggle on him. That'll prevent him from going underground. Now, he will also, you know, swing around wildly, so you're going to want to avoid that. Huh, weird. Typically, he's supposed to attack after that. And attack in a way that would cause him to get stunned. Now, if you get behind him, you can safely swing away at him. Ah, that's the attack I'm talking about. And it leaves him stunned. Oh, come on. I'm definitely not getting a good time on this. Now, as for the floral finisher for this guy, just like all the other imps we've encountered, Power Stroke. Or Power Slash. I don't know why I call it Power Stroke. I guess Brush Stroke? Whatever. Oh good, the graffiti's gone. Though it still looks like something's missing. Hmm? What's all that racket? Oh, it's you, Mutt. What are you doing here? Go home. I already told you I'm not looking for apprentices. Anyway, Hana Valley is no place for a mutt like you. Yeah, I don't know, seems like the exact place for me. Beyond this point lies my secret training ground. It's the perfect place to hide Excuse me? I mean to train. Now scoot, be off with ya. And day has arisen. Now, we can't examine this, but he's basically just going to tell you, hey, something's missing. I can tell you exactly what it is. A sun. I think that's one of the only times you can draw a sun brushstroke that isn't on the sky. What in heaven's name? How did that happen? Well, now I can go hide. I mean, now I can go train. Right, well, best follow him, because we don't have anywhere else we can go. Hey look, a tiny little sapling. Still can't do anything to help it, but eh. What a strange place. Is this really the secret training ground Susano mentioned? Speaking of which, where'd Pops go anyway? Probably down the only other tunnel in the area. Roar! What now? You foul beast! How did you get in here? I'll live the same way you did. Foul beast? You mean the sleeping grizzly bear? You have some nerve sneaking into my private training ground. Now you shall get a taste of my new secret technique. Your foul beast looks like an ordinary sleepy bear to me, Pops. Enough talk. My blade thirsts for battle. Here goes nothing. Susano style. Susano! Su. Sa. No. Susano! Now for Susano style. Exploding implosion! That'll teach you, you foolish beast. You're no match for my new secret technique. Pretty sure it's just asleep. Rest in peace, foul beast. The great warrior Susano condemns the offense, not the offender. Anyway, there are other monsters I must deal with. Oh boy. Well, at least we got the crystal ball, which, according to the mural and the nameless guy we met, is most likely the one that can help with our gardening problem. This crystal spear is filled with leaves. Is this spear used in a ritual for a good harvest or something? Hey, didn't that wall painting have a spear-like object in it? Yes, it did. Yep, ball-pushing physics. I think pretty much what happens is that the object kinda locks onto your nose and follows with it, unless you turn off in another direction. I really have no idea. It's a mechanic that you're probably going to have to get used to. Anyways, push it up here, and push it into this little water-filled pedestal that they made a big deal of ensuring that we saw. Wow, someone had a lot of time on their hands to think all this up. So this was that sphere in that wall painting. Yes, yes it was. I bet this sphere here is magic or something. But it's missing a little something something. Like a little bit of sunlight. Well, it's grown, but it doesn't look any better than the tree outside. Hey, is this a guardian sapling? It's all withered, like the others. What the? Who turned out the lights? Oh, it's another constellation. Ami. Gasp! We have to put 2 stars on this one. Nice pose. Ah, Amaterasu, origin of all that is good and mother to us all. My gratitude for releasing my body from its slumber. Please, accept my humble thanks in return for your great kindness. I am Sakigami, one of the triumvirate of Flora gods. Known as the Hanagami, my brethren and I have been entrusted with the brush, techniques known collectively as Green Sprout. I now grant my humble power to you. Use it wisely. That was Sakigami, one of the gods of Flora. Apparently the bloom brush technique can make flowers blossom, simply by drawing a circle on a withered tree. Hey, maybe it'll make withered guardian saplings blossom too. Well, it is a plant. But anyways, yeah, just draw a perfect circle on any plant, and boom. Beautiful cutscene ahoy. And with that, the curse on Hana Valley is lifted. And we get a ton of praise to boot. Wow, look at how everything grew back so quickly. Sakuya wasn't kidding about the power of the guardian saplings. So this is what Hana Valley is supposed to look like. Seems Sakuya's guardian sapling has lifted the evil curse. I'm not sure how weak the gods have become recently, but it must have taken some wickedly strong power to suppress this magnificent guardian sapling. Even if you are Shiranui reborn, we might be up against more than we bargained for. Hey Ami, what about that withered guardian sapling outside? I bet you could revive it like you did this one. And by bringing that guardian sapling back to life, we might be able to lift the curse there too. What are we waiting for? Leap before you think, right? Yeah, not quite. We're going to want to do some exploring around here first, because trust me, there's some things we want to do, and we've got enough time in the episode to be able to take care of that. Ah, figures. Guess they're not too happy about me mucking up their perfect little curse zone. By the way, now that we have Bloom, you'll see green smoke whenever you're on ground that the Bloom Sprout can interact with. And just like in that cutscene, if we draw a dot, boom, tree. Doesn't actually do all that much, but eh. Come on. Oh, come on! Ugh, it's jerks like these that are the reason I can't get a good time score. Oh sure, now you want to do that. Great. Way to ruin my score, guy. Ooh, piggies. Now, you'd think that these guys would want, herbs, but instead they actually want seeds. Not sure why. Skip. Trust me, you want to do a lot of feeding, because though it may not seem like much, that creepy old tree just won't give up. I've got an idea, Ami. Maybe you could hit its fruit right back at it, and while it's stunned, you could use Bloom to rid it of evil. But anyways, yeah, the praise from feeding animals will add up, like, a lot. And by blooming that tree, we get a bunch of fruit, among other things. Ah, perfect. Needed that. Ah, now you see these cursed zones. You don't actually want to draw Bloom on this. Believe me, I learned it the hard way. Hana Valley looks so much better now, but what about this gloomy patch of grass? You can use the power of Bloom to fill it in. Just fill it with your brush and Bloom will take care of it. Yeah, like you said. Make sure there's green smoke and then just draw a nice thick bit of oil, not oil, ink, all over it. Which nets you even more praise, along with that scroll. Green Sprout tips. Yeah, just some tips on how you can use green sprouts, some little secret things you might not know about, like the tree thing. See, it's an ancient record of a pilgrimage across the land. If this were the real thing, it'd normally be worth a fortune, but with all the copies out there, you probably wouldn't get much for it. At any rate, if you ever want to read it, just press the start button to open the fan menu. It may sound rather preachy, but it should at least help you in your travels. But anyways, yeah, as we go through Hana Valley, we want to bloom all of the trees. Hey, buddy. Over here. Yeah, see what I meant about him trying to slam you with that fruit of his? So that guy taken care of, and if we... Potato. Dry but satisfyingly flavorful. Now, if we wall jump up here, we should find, yep, another beam of light. But this is not for a treasure chest. It is instead for a clover, a reference to Clover's studio that originally made Okami. It's nice that they left it in there. Though whether or not that's because it would be too much of a pain in the ass to take it out, I have no idea. Anyways, bloom every tree, including the evil ones that you find in Hana Valley. As a matter of fact, if you line things up properly, you can get multiple trees in one bloom. Which can, you know, help you save some ink. Unlike what I'm doing. For example, let's see if I can't pull that off here. Ta-da! Now, this does mean you will probably miss out on some fruit in the process, but, oh well. And here are these guys. Let's spoil their party again. Ah, see what I mean? I hit that guy while he was dying, so couldn't get the floral finisher on him. Actually managed to get a cherry blossom that time. We're close to the exit, and even though we're over the time limit, I'm gonna keep going just so we can finish this off. Let's see. Is that enough to get the next ink bottle? Yep, just enough. Ooh, monkeys. These guys, I believe, actually do want... Nope, these guys also want seeds. Yeah, a lot of animals want seeds instead of, say, herbs. Which I feel would make more sense, but, eh. Whatever. Let's see if we can't go for a triple. Then I believe these are the last 2 trees in Hana Valley. Yep, I was right, and this is the reason why you wanted to bloom them all. Unfortunately, that's all the way back in that mural chamber, which means we'd have to backtrack all the way back there. So first, let's get this chest, which contains digging tips. Get this clover, and I will meet you guys back in that chamber, because what is in there is very, very important. Okay, back in the chamber, let's hit this chest and see what we get. The Sun Fragment. Well, a Sun Fragment. Collect 3 of these bright fragments to extend solar energy by 1 unit. Yeah, these are pretty much the heart pieces of the game, but they're a lot less prominent than they would be in a Legend of Zelda game. But with that, guys, we've come to the end of another episode of Okami HD. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, don't forget to hit that straw poll link in the description below, and please leave a comment down below the video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.